Good evening. You're wrong for that, Rashid, the princess of Pan-African film festivals, but that's okay. My name is Maori, also known as Dr. Karmael Holmes, and it's really good to see you all this evening. Thank you so much for joining us for the second evening of the Daily Jawn. Is everyone having a good time at the festival today? Major shout out, I see Nihad Kader, our festival director in the house. Raise your hands.
Yeah!
If you're a Black Star staff member, raise your hands. Shout out to these beautiful people. They're all doing a good job and they've had their outfits approved by me, so I'm very excited about that. So we've gotten through the first half of the year with most of our souls intact, thanks in part to our fairy god capitalist, Beyonce. It's got me thinking about how Black and brown artists and Adele have carried us through these last 2 years. So I wanted to think about what are some other pieces of work in these 2 years that have been holding us. I mean, we're still in the golden age of television. I just finished The Bear, which was incredible. I loved Everything Everywhere all at once. Yeah. Rashid, what's holding you down?
What's holding me down? I May Destroy You, I think, was great. Again, shout out to our queen of capitalism, Beyonce. You know, this last album has been holding me down as well. And some indie artists too, like DJ Harrison. I've been enjoying his stuff. And there goes my script, so.
Luke, how about you?
What's been holding me down?
Yeah.
Music and dad, hanging out with these guys, making music.
Any popular music or anything? A movie, a book?
You know, I'm an old head, so I'm still listening to like John Coltrane and stuff that we released.
Shout out to the ancestors.
All right. Not excited about that answer, but I'll take it.
I'm sorry, I was unprepared and I didn't even have my mic on. So.
With 2 pandemics and a recession on the rise, I think it's really time that we build our Black Star compound. Rashid is one of my best friends, or at least I like to think so. And it's something that we talk about often. We're sort of like thinking about tiny houses. We think about building, you know.
Yeah, because the Black Star compound definitely doesn't exist now, right?
Well, the best part about it is, those of you who know me, is that I would build it and then I wouldn't show up. Kind of like the festival.
There would be activities, there would be a dress code. You know?
Totally, and I'd be on an island somewhere. The other thing that's really funny is Rashid and I often talk about creating like a church for fellowship. We are like unbelievers, but we still want to have that fellowship. And again, I would not show up.
Right. I would show up every couple of weeks, just high, ready to direct the choir, but do a medium job.
Totally. But the thing is, we know so many artists and we know so many people who are incredibly talented, and we would love to have them. We could do skill shares, we could have classes, there'd be an interesting system of bartering. But speaking of people that we would need on the compound, Luke, how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good.
You sure?
Good, yeah, I'm great, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody give it up to Luke Carlos O'Reilly and the band. They have been holding us down. They've been learning all of the artists' music that are performing this week, and they're doing an incredible job. So thank you all so much. We have a great show for you tonight. The lineup is incredible. We have the brilliant scholar and cultural worker, Dr. Coco Selassie. Joining us later on, as well as a very special guest performance by the hilarious and talented Durand Bernarr. So without further ado, let's get ready for the Daily Jawn. Is independent filmmaker, Black Star alum, and longtime friend of mine, Iyabo Kwayana. Iyabo's career spans cinematography, directing, and editing to mobilize hidden narratives and facilitate a transformative experience for the viewer. Please welcome to the Daily Jawn stage, Iyabo Kwayana. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
No one's brought pops yet. What is this?
It's a generic pop candy that like you put in your mouth and it pops.
Iyabo, you have never had this in your life. Why did you bring this to us?
I totally don't eat sugar, but I just thought it would be fun.
I don't usually do this.
Thought it would be fun. So.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you,
for joining us.
too.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fabulous.
All right. What was the purpose of this?
It was just, like a party favor. Like I'm bringing you a party favor.
This makes me think about like Pop Rocks when we were growing up.
Exactly.
You know, you're not supposed to eat them when you die.
Yeah,
It's called
definitely.
aftershocks. Look at this. You can get us ready for the apocalypse.
Definitely don't eat it unless there's an apocalypse.
So Iyabo, you're joining us at the festival this year. You are one of the Superstar alum, people who've had multiple films in the festival.
And this is home, so
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be back.
And your film this year has a really extra special meaning because you were the recipient of the 2020 Pitch Prize.
Yes, I was.
So, how did the Black Star people treat you after you won the pitch? You can tell me.
I think they were just wondering if I was ever going to finish the film. It was during a pandemic, but so I was getting a lot of shade. No, I'm just kidding.
From the high? Yeah.
I'm just like, are they my friends still? But I finally finished it 2 years later, so I'm proud.
Yeah. Can you tell us what the film is about?
So the film is about, it's a film that was based off of a voicemail that my brother, who was estranged from the family, he disappeared for 4 years. He suffers from a mental condition, and we didn't know where he was, but one day he left me a voicemail on my answering machine. So he definitely remembered my phone number, and it was about a movie idea. So I held on to it for a few years, and then I teach college. So during right before the pandemic started, I started creating this film, which was based on his movie idea. And then I decided to take the movie idea and kind of intersect myself into it to have a new way to relate to him as he was estranged at the time. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. And it's really amazing because you talk a lot about how your brother didn't speak for a long time and he would communicate with you in other ways. Can you share his method of communication? When I started making the film, he showed up again and he was whistling. And I don't know if you all know, but there are people around the world that whistle as a form of communication, and I discovered that afterwards. But he was whistling like a bird, and it was actually really beautiful and intricate. I started kind of trying to interpret, I like to call myself a psychic at times, so I would try to perceive. Yeah. I have one too.
So you understand, right? But yeah, I would try to perceive what he was saying, and I don't know if he was actually saying what I thought he was saying, but it was very intricate and sweet, actually, yeah. So he didn't like to use words for a period.
Yeah. You, in the pitch, talked about using film as a kind of ritual or prayer, and I was curious if you have any rituals or meditations that you practice before you're making a film.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, they're not as obvious as how I guess that word would seem. I try to empty myself as much as I can, and I walk a lot. And some of my best ideas come when I'm walking. And at that time when I started making the film, I was running a lot too. I have since stopped. My 43-year-old knees can't take it. But so walking, I sort of empties me out, and then once I'm at 0, then I can think of something original. Maybe it's original. So that's what I do. And I take a lot, I like water, so going and like submerging myself in a river. I live in New Hampshire. Those are things that I do to get empty.
What do you tell the people? What are you doing in New Hampshire? Because I mean, I'm sure
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wonder too. But yeah, I teach at Dartmouth College. I teach in the Film and Media Studies department. I love my students. And yeah, I am on sabbatical now, so I'm like very far away right now. Yeah.
Can you talk about the format of Bywater and sort of mixing the voice note and archival footage and animation, all that process?
Sure. So I used archival materials, but it's primarily animated film. And animation, as a friend kind of perceived, it's a way of forming an intersection between reality and perception, so that like I can include my own subjectivity in the material. And then the archival represents sort of like that tactile, like memory, like ancestral type of information that comes through whenever you see some type of archive. You're brought to a different place. It represents something of the past that you're evoking. So, and then what was the other one? I can't remember what the other format was. Oh, I use
The audio.
Oh, and the audio. I ended up hiring a sound designer, because I was doing my own construction of the audio, the sound design, and I just wanted to like take that and deliver it to someone to elevate it. But I use the audio to kind of evoke more of a dreamscape and again, like bring you into this reconstructed world of that I'm building with the animation and my brother.
I can't wait to see it on the big screen.
I can't
It's
wait
very
for you to
exciting.
see it. You were so integral, actually. Maori, yeah. And we share a lot in common that I won't go into, but yeah, Maori helped so much with this, so thank you.
So I want to go back to the sabbatical.
Yes.
What are you working on next, and what's happening in this time?
Oh my goodness, I have like 2011 projects going on, to use your phrase. But right now I'm working on a film called Black Pearl, and that is kind of exploring the regional South and the rituals of congregation that we have in Georgia, South Carolina, and in Louisiana, and it kind of extends into the Caribbean, because you know the South is like the northernmost tip of the Caribbean, some people say. So, and that's an interesting. It's like a sort of city symphony type, modern day city symphony film. And I'm also working on a project with my cousin Chico, who is also an alum of Black Star. And
Chico Omowale.
yeah. And I wanted to focus, and we've talked about this, a film about my uncle who was assassinated, Walter Rodney, who wrote How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. I've been wanting to make a film about him, and not just him, but the movement that people in Guyana, South America, were able to create, and how they did that without social media and technology, through these groundings, like really communicating with each other, going to workers in the fields and like mobilizing, finding the leadership wherever it was and building that, exchange, and then building this massive multi-ethnic movement of working class people. I wanted to do that, and Chico, who, if y'all ever meet her, she's a jewel, but she always problematizes everything. So she was like, but I want to know about the women. I want to know about all their relationships and all the scandals. So that's, being that she's like a little bit older, only like 14 months, but we're making that film first. But yeah, I would still like to revisit the idea of the film about Walter Rodney eventually, and my father, who was is contemporary and also very much involved and engaged in the struggle. But the women of the movement were sort of the conscience of Guyana in a way, because they stepped away from the Working People's Alliance because of the chauvinism that finds itself in these movements. Yeah. So, but they maintained close relationships with that organization. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on now.
Looking forward to that too.
And yes, and I need your involvement again, of course. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Iyabo. You're gonna stick with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll stick with you.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. Iyabo's film By Water is screening inside of the Observer Effect Shorts in person on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and then virtually at 2 p.m. Eastern. So please show her some love.
Thank you. Do I stay on?
You can just stay here in the back. Yeah.
Remember not to eat those, by the way.
Our musical performance this evening comes from vocalist and entertainer Durand Bernarr. Durand performed with Erykah Badu for several years before branching out on his own to put out capital D, capital U, capital R, ampersand. His second album, Wanderlust, is slated to be released later this summer. Please give it up for our musical guest of the evening, Durand Bernarr.
Greetings, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Thank you for having me. How y'all doing, band? Y'all good? Y'all ready to jam out for a second? All right, let's hit it. Don't mind me, this is just tea. I didn't have a regular cup, so. We're gonna switch this up a little bit. Hey. Don't you get stuck in love with me. Don't you get stuck in love with me. Hey. Please don't let the sun come up and you ain't up back out of love. Back home now, in love with me. Yeah. Break it down. But I can love you on your way down. So you can never say that I get your emotions around. You're on the main road. I took a detour. So if you don't understand, you know where you're getting into now. To get stuck in love with me. Don't you get stuck in love with me. Ooh, yeah. Don't you let the sun come up and you ain't up back out of love. Back on now, love with me. Ooh. Hey, sing Nate Dogg, baby, don't you get stuck. Y'all feel good? Y'all feel good? Second verse, I said, you be in your corner, being whatever you wanna, but you can't beat that with me. I stay being tired and showing up late to the party, but the jam is guaranteed. I have no capacity for responsibility, 'cause I'm still on a journey to discover who I'm coming to be. To get stuck in love with me. And don't you get stuck in love with me. Ooh, yeah. Please don't let the sun come up. You ain't up back out of love. Back on out of love with me. Jam, y'all. Give me a hit. How you doing, Philly? Hey, baby, don't you get stuck. Walk it up on up for me. Don't you get stuck with me. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I think you can bring the mic over here if you want to. That
Bring
was the
this
plan.
mic?
Mhm.
Well, I'm not sure if it's
Oh, sorry.
It's that one.
No, sorry. It's this mic. Live television. Thank you, everybody. Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
We're gonna move right up here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I really love seeing you. I saw you on the road to the Roots picnic, but I got to know you because Rashid has done this wonderful project called Revival, and he had a clip of you in there, and I was like very, very, very charming and entertaining person.
Thank you.
Yeah. You identify as being everybody's favorite cousin on their daddy's side.
Yup. Yup.
That is an apt description, so thank you for being self-aware.
Absolutely.
I've read that you didn't always plan to be a singer. So what was it that you were planning to be, and when did you develop your voice?
So, both of my parents are musicians. So mom plays piano, teaches voice. Dad is a audio engineer, toured with Whitney Houston, Jill Scott. His main clientele was Earth, Wind, and Fire, which was actually, right, give it up for Earth, Wind. Yes. Shoot, do you remember? Okay. But that was my first gig on the road at 16 as a production assistant for their tour. So up until then, like, music had just been in the household. It was just a part of the regimen. So music took me serious before I took it serious. So once I got on the road, I realized that was what I wanted to do. So 16, doing it professionally. And yeah.
We can thanks.
Yes. Ashe.
Your upcoming album is called Wanderlust, in homage to Khalees's Wonderland. And I was curious, how did her album influence you, and what can we expect on yours?
Okay. Because, yeah, I definitely had this idea before this whole debacle started happening, so. But.
No debacle. We are Team Khalees
Right,
and
I
Beyonce.
know, right.
You know?
Like, that's my girl. So it was, so usually when artists come out and they have a good first album, usually you're wondering how that second body of work is going to go. So we have like Mama's Gone, we have Voodoo, and then like Wonderland was just a good follow-up for me. And I don't know, 13 or so, just getting into that, delving into the content sonically, and Wonderland is, her world that she created. Wanderlust is the desire to travel. And so I have a desire to travel inward. I like to learn about me and what I like and what I need. And so this body of work is me kind of just going inside and having a few conversations with a couple of my personalities, just trying to scope out things. And then I came out with these stories to share with everybody. So that's where it is, Wanderlust.
Well, thank you for doing that, because my next question was, we know that you're an exceptional musician, but you're also a gifted comedic performer. Is there any acting in your future?
Oh, so I started doing theater.
Okay.
So, I feel like
should have guessed.
Yes. I feel like there's someone that I really want to meet, because I feel like that's my grandmother, which is Jennifer Lewis.
Yes.
And it's like, there are so many things about her that I see myself in as well. And have y'all read the book? Have you listened to the audio book? Because that's where the money is, okay? When I tell you that woman has lived, okay? So, so there will be acting. I was just in an episode of P-Valley.
Okay.
In the skate ensemble, yes. Rolling into my purpose. And then I also did an episode of Black Lady Sketch Show. So with Kaylin Allen and Shangela. So we're trying to do more acting stuff. The comedy is always gonna go far. So yeah, Definitely.
This is a film crowd, so I'm sure you're gonna get some calls. Yeah. Durand is gonna have another performance, but let's give him one more round of applause. All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I think we'll get back to it.
I'm gonna take this with me.
Hey, what's up? My name is Dilow. I am an actor, writer, comic, and I am the warm-up comedian for the Daily Jawn, our live event that is taped, and it's amazing. It's a variety talk show. For those of you who have not been to Black Star, it is one of the dopest film festivals in the world, if not the dopest film festivals in the world, because everybody's so beautiful, not just on the inside. We don't exalt the people who exalt others, and I always feel like whenever I come to Black Star, I am kicking it with a whole bunch of exalters, like people who like lift their own communities up. And so when you have people like that, you usually have a lot of people with a lot of heart and people who are interested in making this world a better place.
Durand is a whole entire character and easily becoming one of my favorite performers to watch on Instagram. So Rashid, who are some other people that you like to watch on Instagram? I think about Jay Nova.
Jay Nova is, she's been amazing forever doing her Beyonce impersonations.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know who I've loved recently? I've loved Adrienne Marie Brown's mood boards on Instagram. They've been incredible.
Yes.
They've been getting me through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Who are some other good folks I've been following that have just been doing good comedy? I feel like all the good comedies moved to TikTok. Like the dude, I can't remember his name, that points to things.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's like
yes.
the kid, he just points to things, and I'm like, how are you getting so much comedy out of your face? But his face is, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's so interesting, I think, to think about the medium and how it's introduced us to so many new voices, but also how exceptional people are at like kind of self-editing within the phone.
Absolutely.
Or, I mean, they're also editing sometimes, but you can tell some people are doing this in one take.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like the comedy is.
Well, I
and the
think
performances are
I
incredible.
want to write this dissertation about Vine one day. Vine was this time where I think, and we're seeing it now. That's right, whoever was clapping. You know what I mean? Turn it up. Because Vine was the first time I remember seeing just regular black people be funny on the internet, but en masse, in this way that we got just repeated on Vine. Shout out to Vine. That's all I got to add.
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, I learned about Durand in your revival project, which I really encourage people to look for when Rashid does it again. But I want to remind you that Durand will be joining us
Got a real one.
for one more performance, but we have one more guest. Our next guest this evening is an award-winning Toni Morrison Scholar, an actor and novelist. She is one of the panelists who will be speaking on our virtual Expressions of Spirit panel on Friday, August the 5th. Please welcome Dr. Coco Selassie. Hi. How are you?
Other side, baby. Change. That's the continental way, baby.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
You know what they say, better to be seen than viewed.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that one, but I like it.
Yeah. Viewing is different, you know. For all the people know, the viewing will be on Friday. You know what that means. Yeah.
So I noticed one thing. We have a lot of Earth in the building tonight.
Yes.
We have a Virgo. We have another Capricorn. And I sent from the pre-interview, we asked people for their kind of principal signs, and you and Rashid have almost identical placements, which is kind of incredible.
Sun, Moon, Venus, and Mercury?
Not Venus. I think Venus was the
only one.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a lot of Earth, and I'm not mad at that.
That's okay.
Especially because you both have Taurus rising, so.
Oh, 28 degrees.
You gotta do the math, son. Yeah.
It's science, y'all. It's real science.
Dr. Coco, you've been coming to Black Star from the very beginning.
Whoa, yes. An inaugural member.
Yeah.
No, not member. Sometimes I'm a member. Depends on how my money is, okay? But yeah, from its inception, it's a wonderful venue. It's, you know, a family reunion. Yeah. I like it.
I know that there's been some shifts in your cultural practice because you were discovered at Black Star by Keisha Ray Witherspoon for her film Tea.
Yes.
Are you still acting?
Oh, I'm acting my best role, and it's called How to Live Your Greatest Life. Yes. And I'm the star and the director. Yes.
You were also a much beloved participant in Chantrell Lewis's In Our Mother's Garden, which premiered at Black Star in 2020. And since then, you and Chantrell have been hosting workshops and conversations on social media about African traditional religions. You've been a professor for a very long time. I'm curious what it's like working online in this kind of popular realm as opposed to
Oh,
the
I quit those people, y'all. One of the bonuses of the Pandemitron was that I decided to work for myself. So after 45 years in the classroom, I retired. So it was the year I think I was still working during it. I was like, It was interesting being at the HBCU during that, you know, because there would be bonnets in beds and people in beds, and I would just be like, okay, hold on now, take the camera off. I would be making a point and then a head would pop up from underneath the cover. So, it was interesting, okay.
But what has it been like teaching now in like the social media space?
I love the social media space of teaching because there's no papers to grade, number one. Nobody calls you up to ask you all kinds of things that you're going to say no to. And yes, and you make more money. Yeah. And I know that's a real Capricorn thing, but making money and doing what you love should be everybody's goal. That should be the goal of everybody. If you have a job and you don't love it, don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Get your money elsewhere.
So the panel you're on tomorrow, Expressions of Spirit, is looking at, and actually Rashid, you're on that panel too, it's looking at the realm of spirituality in the Black vernacular, but specifically within cinema, since this is our film festival. Can you give us a preview of any gems you might be dropping on this topic?
Well, I'm going to do some name dropping. I'm going to start with Spencer Williams, the blood of Jesus, and Zainabu, Irene Davis, of course, Compensation, Casey Lemon, Eve Bayou. Because spirituality is at the core of all African reality, when we encode in film, it's there as well. It's so there. From anything that you can think about, physical, visual, the soundtrack, just the whole energy. Charles Burnett, Haile Garima, Julie Dash, just the spirit. When you have shadow and light as the media, and shadow and light is what we read and what we in spirit. It's amazing that film is not that old, but Black people's narratives have always been mouth movies. When Black people tell stories, their mouth is moving, but they're really movies because they be like, okay, put a pin in there, I'm coming back to that, hold on to that, I'm gonna get there. So they don't have an extended flashback, but you got to hold on to so much information And then you get to the story, but the journey is well worth it if you could just remember that all the parts that you're going to get back to. Yeah. So we're bricolage, montage, and all of those cinematic things in one thing. Yeah. So the spirit is, yeah.
And can you share with us what you're working on next?
Oh, I'm working on a doozy. I'm working on two things. I was going to title my memoir, well, this version of it, Wanderlust, but I chose Caravan instead. And it's 16 stories of adventures that I had from the time I was 19 and hitchhiked from Belgium to Paris, and spent the summer doing that. And just different journeys and odysseys. And then there's the uprising of Pointe Coupée in 1791. It's a historical fiction that I'm working on that has a grandmother narrator, and it deals with the 1791 uprising that preceded the Haitian Revolution in Pointe Coupée, Louisiana. And there were 3 goals, and this is how the transcripts read. Seize the arms, kill the masters, claim your freedom. So that's how it's structured, yes.
I was going to say, that's how you end an interview. I mean, there is nothing left to say.
Nothing. And in that order, so there's an order to this. You have to seize the arms first, and so that's my new thing that I'm working on. This is arm struggle. This takes it to another level. Arm struggle, yeah. So, yeah, arm resistance.
Yes. I'm looking forward to this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I do want to ask you, though, we got a request, because we know you were with us yesterday, so we wanted to bring back a little tiny bit of you can get with this or you can get with that. Are you down?
Always.
Always. All right. So for those of you who are new, we have a game where we present 2 things, and it's a rapid fire. Choose, which one is the best. So, you ready?
I'm born ready. They should have named me Betty, but go ahead.
All right. Poetic justice or Love Jones?
Oh.
Love Jones.
I'm gonna go with poetic justice because Tupac, yeah. Just the Pac thing. Okay.
Do you agree, Iyabo?
Yeah.
Okay. Ving Rhames or Delroy Lindo?
Delroy. Delroy. He was married to a friend of mine, Makeda Coaster. She lives in London. Yeah.
Wow. This might be a hard one. Malcolm X or Do the Right Thing?
Oh. Do the right thing.
Okay.
Yeah, only because it's got some moments in there that are just amazingly cinematic and in different ways. Yeah.
Fresh Prince or Martin?
Okay, post slap, I'm gonna go with Martin.
Fair. Okay, last one. Loretta Devine or Jennifer Lewis?
Oh.
We're officially dividing black people.
Jennifer Lewis all day.
Okay.
All day.
Okay.
All
I
day.
don't think I could choose between them, but I hear you. That's
Oh, okay. I was going with body of work.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's fair. Totally fair.
Body of work, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Thank
And
you.
you're going to stay with us, too.
Oh, why not?
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. So I scoot down.
You can experience more of Dr. Coco on Friday during the Expressions of Spirit panel online at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
And back to wow us once again is Durand Bernarr.
Y'all like the fit? We're gonna slow this down, actually. We're gonna start out slow and stay there. All right, let's go. That feels so good, y'all. I just wanna let go free fall. I don't wanna not trust no more. I just wanna let go free fall. Yeah. Catch me, baby, here I come. Catch me, baby, here I come. Yeah. Catch me, baby, here I come. Catch me, baby. Break it down for me. Catch me, catch me, catch me, yeah. Catch me, catch me, yeah. Catch me, yeah. I said, here I go, taking chances, no more walls, hearts wide open, no disguise. I'm too transparent in my eyes. You see my lessons, 'cause I just wanna let go. I just want to fall out there. I don't wanna not trust no more. I just wanna free. Yeah. I said, oh, I said, catch me, baby, here I come. Catch me, baby, here I come. Catch me, baby, here I come. Wait, taking my time, trying something different. The choice is mine, and I choose to let you in. I gotta get into it. And I wanna feel what love is. I just wanna let go free fall. Where y'all at? I don't wanna not trust no more. I just wanna let go free fall. Tell me, baby, here I come. Tell me, baby, here I come. Yeah. He taking pictures. Here I come. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Break it down, man. You won't break my soul. 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 And I'm telling everybody, everybody, everybody. Take me jazz real quick. You won't break my soul, but you won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul, and I'm telling everybody, everybody, oh, everybody, catch me, baby, here I come.
Thank you. Catch me, baby, here I come. Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Where am I going? I'm coming in.
Come over here. Yeah.
I get to sit down on the couch too.
Yeah, join us.
Yeah. How y'all doing? Y'all cute.
Just to remind you all, you're watching the Daily Jawn, and it is time for our game of the evening. And tonight we're playing something called Black Ass Recast. So I think the genesis of this game is that my mother and I, at least once a week, recast film or television that we watch. Just for fun, sometimes out of necessity. But we were trying to think of a game that might involve some of those. And so joining us again is Sydney Alicia Rodriguez. And of course, we also have our special guests, Iyabo, Dr. Coco, and Durand. And additionally, we're also going to be joined by last night's party host, Aisha Jordan. So the goal of Black Ass Recast is to replace the actors in sort of white classics and replace them with black actors who we think could have done it better. So I'm going to name some leads, and then the first person to think of a black replacement will also throw in an impression. I have some scripts here for a little razzle dazzle. So this is not really a competition. It's just fun and ridiculous. So y'all ready? So the first one is The Devil Wears Prada. And so you have to think about who will replace Meryl Streep and who will replace Anne Hathaway.
Jennifer Lewis.
Perfect. So we're going to pass this script over to Aisha. Okay, how about Anne Hathaway?
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. You got to go for that. We're already ridiculous.
I just wanna. I'm just gonna say I was bullied into doing this. So don't drag me.
You ready?
And sing. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I think I'm supposed to read the stage directions, right?
Yeah.
For what is this? I know why the Cage fashion designer sings. And scene. Andy walks in. Miranda is busy writing. Does not look up.
Who are you? My name is Andy Vaughn. I recently graduated from.
Andy hands Miranda her resume, which Miranda ignores. Miranda finally looks up and gives Andy her patented once-over, top to bottom, every molecule dissected. The phone buzzes. Miranda picks it up.
Yes. All the swimwear by 3 today. What was your major? English, with an emphasis in journalism. Why are you here? Because I think I could do a good job as your assistant, and...
Andy is so taken back by her directness, she blurts the truth.
Well, my resume got me a meeting with Human Resources, and they said, is this or Auto Universe?
Miranda takes this in, pleased by her honesty.
You don't read Runway, do you? No. And before today, you had never heard of me, have
had you.
No.
And you have no sense of style or fashion.
Well, that depends on.
Thank you, grandson.
All right, y'all ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Jerry Maguire, who replaces Tom Cruise, and who replaces Renee Zellweger. I'm gonna give you another script, so Rashid, you have to call scene for me.
Got you.
Who's replacing Tom Cruise?
Kanye West.
Okay. And Renee Zellweger?
That man from the awkward black girl, the whisperer, Darius.
It's the long time Darius.
What's his name, Darius?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Jerry, right?
Yes.
I didn't hear a scene.
Action.
This used to be my specialty. I was good in the living room. Send me in there, Sway. I'll do it alone. And now I don't know. But but on what was supposed to be the happiest night of my business life, it wasn't complete. It wasn't nearly as close to being in the same vicinity as complete. Because I couldn't share it with you, Sway. I couldn't hear your voice or laugh about it with you. I miss my wife. We live in a cynical world, and we work in a business of tough competitors. So try not to laugh. I love you. You complete me, Sway.
Oh my gosh. I say we insane.
I say we insane.
Okay, we're gonna do one more. Casablanca. Casablanca.
Oh, great. Another movie I haven't seen.
So we need someone to replace Humphrey Bogart. You got any ideas?
Morgan Freeman.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Okay, all right. Okay, and then Ingrid Bergman. Ideas?
Cardi B. Richard Pryor and Cardi B. Who?
I'm playing Richard Pryor.
You gonna okay?
You gonna be Cardi B?
I'm gonna be Cardi then.
Okay.
But what about us?
Well, we'll always have Paris. We didn't have it. We lost it until you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night, huh?
And I said that I would never leave you or whatever.
And you never will, but I've got a job to do too. Where I'm going, you can't follow. What I've got to do, you can't be a part of it. I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problem of 3 little people don't amount to a hill of beans and carry the world. Someday you'll understand that, but not now. But here's looking at you, kid.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all. You were all incredible performers. Thank you. And thank you for your suggestions from the audience. That is Black Ass Recast, everybody. So, Sydney, while you're here, attempting to take the throne, can you tell the people what's on tomorrow's festival schedule?
Well, day 3 of the festival tomorrow kicks off with Yoga with Tracy Phoenix at 9 a.m. at Drexel Square, followed by a shorts program titled Savvy at 10 a.m. online and in person at Montgomery Theater. Expressions of Spirit featuring Dr. Coco and the Daily Jawn's resident DJ, Rashid Zakat. Online at 5 p.m., the East Coast premiere of Silent Beauty. And First Friday at the Barns at 6 p.m., featuring the actual Black Moses. Moses Sumney, very excited about that. And also Omar's hat, and also this incredible exhibit of Isaac Julian's piece. Yes. So definitely lots of really great things happening at First Friday. I hope you come out. Check out the full day lineup, because that's only half of it, at blackstarfest.org/schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, Sydney. And with that, that concludes the second episode of The Daily Jawn. Thank you all for joining us. And please meet us back here tomorrow night for conversations with Eli Jacobs-Fontowsi, Andrea Levant, and a performance by Jasmine Cassell. A round of applause for Rashid, Luke, and the Daily Jawn House Band, Black Moses. Special thanks to our sponsors, Media Justice, Urban Outfitters, PBS, and All Ages Productions. Again, I'm Maori Karmael Holmes, also known as the Princess of Pan-Africanism. And we'll see you back here tomorrow night for more of the Daily Jawn.